Hey there, aspiring achievers. Procrastination is simply the act of delaying or postponing something, nothing more. Most people think of procrastinating as a negative thing. We procrastinate on filing our taxes or paying our bills or keeping our homes tidy or returning phone messages or even responding to important emails. We might even procrastinate on making plans for our summer vacations. These are all just the act of delaying or postponing something, nothing more. It's just a behavior, and we can use this behavior for good or harm. It's up to us. Most use it for harm. The issue isn't really about procrastinating, the act of delaying or postponing something. It is about when we do it and why.
Welcome to the Living Beyond ADHD podcast. If you're looking for a fresh perspective and actionable steps on hot topics from focus to follow-through to self-management and more, you are in the right place. Welcome your host, innovative educator, coach, and psychotherapist, Dr. B.
If you're a procrastinator, do you procrastinate at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of a task or a project? And is the reason for your procrastination because you're missing information that you need to start or continue or finish up? Or is it because you can't get yourself to take action on things when you need to be taking action? You know what you need to do and even how to do it. You have all the resources to take action, and yet you don't. We're feeling-driven people, and often we don't take action because we don't feel like it. Translating this, what I mean is that the feeling that we need to take the action isn't there when we need it to be. And the advice is definitely not just do it, because you would if you could and you can't. Instead, it's learning the executive function skill of shifting your state so that no matter what you're feeling when the time comes to take action, you can shift yourself into the state of being or feeling so you take action. Back to procrastinating for a moment. What if you used your honed procrastination skills to delay or postpone acting on eating the cookies that a friend brought over to share when you aren't eating cookies because they aren't part of your new health plan? It's the same skill, just a different context. And do you share your procrastinating challenges with your friends? Or are you feeling so much shame that it drives you into yourself and you hide this from the people who care about you? Many of us fear the judgment or the negative thoughts of others so much that we would rather suffer in silence than reveal our struggles. This ties in again with the executive function skill of shifting, which is making a transition. The skill itself isn't a difficult one because we're all shifting or making transitions all day long. It's the emotional component that's the challenge here. There's often some emotional reason why we don't shift when we need to shift. We know what to do, which is shift, when to do it in that moment, and yet we often don't do it because of emotional reasons. Looking at the practical part, it may be true that people don't know what to do to get started, or they may not know what to do in the middle, or they may not know how to wrap up something, and that's true in some cases. And if they don't feel comfortable asking someone how to begin, how to keep going, and how to wrap it up at the end, then it isn't going to happen. They may keep postponing and delaying and keep this hidden as a secret, and then pull an all-nighter and somehow get it done, and it's not their best work. If we go even deeper, there are often saboteurs at play. The following are the 9 that I teach about in my program and a quick solution to each. Negative thinking. For some, feeling prepared for the worst. A solution, options thinking and reframing to shift outcomes so what you focus on grows and is attracted. Negative self-talk, repeating what others have said about you. Solution, upgrade your self-value as a human being so you can talk to yourself at that value, at that level. Fear of success, fulfilling a belief that you should be afraid. Solution, dialogue with your fear to learn what you're really afraid of. What meaning have you given to success? Fear of failure. Have you defined what failure is and means to you? Solution, identify what meaning you've given to failure and why you should fear it. Criticizing others. Projection of disowned parts of self. Safer. Solution, love the parts of yourself that you see in others. Cultivate unconditional self-love. Doubting yourself. Ineffective decision-making skills. Solution, there is no need to doubt yourself when you know exactly how you came to the decisions you made and when you have a plan for your task. Perfectionism. This doesn't exist. Only perfect moments in time. Solution, look for the beauty in imperfection because everything is perfectly imperfect. People-pleasing. Codependency. Solution, develop a healthier relationship with yourself. Own your part and let others own theirs. And resisting change. Safety in the known problems. Solution, avoid all or nothing thinking. Give yourself the option of changing back to whatever you currently have if you don't like the changes you try out. Many of these saboteurs exist because of your underdeveloped executive function skills. And for that reason, I want you to know the state of your executive function skills. So have you gotten your free PDF? 13 Signs Weak Executive Functioning is Holding You Back? And have you actually read the PDF and scored yourself? If you have, that's great. If you've gotten it, but you haven't gotten around to reading it or scoring yourself yet, what's stopping you? The very topic of this episode, procrastination. If you truly want to know what shape your executive function skills are in, you need to get that information from the PDF. Just because you get the information doesn't mean that you have to do anything about it. At least you're going to be aware. And with your awareness, if and only if you decide that you want to do something about your underdeveloped executive function skills, then get yourself on the information list about the Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills program. We're going to be making strategy calls available in the not too distant future, if that's of interest to you. If you're on the information list and you want to speak with a previous student to see if the program is for you and hear how it worked for someone for real, that's going to be your opportunity. Emails about this opportunity will be coming out soon to those on the information list. And if you want help running your life and changing the outcomes in your days right away, you probably want to check out the Transformation Club. It's my newest membership program where you can work with me for less than $1 per day. If you want someone to show you the way and a supportive community behind you, check the show notes for the links to all opportunities and resources available. One of the gifts that I've been given in this lifetime is the ability to create and maintain safe spaces for groups of people to learn and grow together, all the while feeling safe and judgment-free in their program community. I've learned over the years that these communities need to be separate from social media sites so that students learn to trust the safety of the space and be able to relax their survival protection, make things real, and heal. You are a precious child of the universe, and you are called a human being, not a human doing, for good reason. You don't have to earn your value because you were born with it. Your value comes from who you're being, not what you're doing, which means that you can wake up every single day with your value 100%, and that's pretty awesome. It's a great win. And speaking of wins, what's it going to be for you today? You're healing your relationship with yourself? That's wonderful. You're getting a full night's rest, and you're waking up refreshed and ready for a new day? That's awesome. You have decluttered your workspace at home, and you're much more relaxed and productive? That's fantastic. Each one of these wins deserves your full-hearted celebrating. Yes, wow, awesome. I know that you all have wins, big and small, and I'm hopeful that you're celebrating them all every day. How much time do we have? Not much. So let's get to it.
This podcast is sponsored by Pure Potential with Dr. B. You can head over to drbarbaracohen.com and find the podcast episodes and transcripts. Great free content, plus information on programs and products, including the groundbreaking online Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills Training and Coaching Program. You can also learn about Dr. B's masterclasses on decision-making, time management, and banishing procrastination. That's drbarbaracohen.com.
Think about how you could use procrastination as a positive in your life. Are there things that you need to delay or postpone doing? Because if you're impulsive and you do them, it's actually causing harm to you. And if you used your ability to procrastinate, if you use that skill for good in your life, and you delay and postpone something that isn't good for you, because you already know how to delay and postpone things, this would be a positive outcome in your life. And if you delay and postpone eating certain foods or eating a certain amount of food or spending money on something that really isn't in your budget or any other kinds of things that you shouldn't be doing, that you don't want to be doing, but you end up doing because of impulsivity and not having the executive function skill of being able to inhibit what it is you do. What a great strategy to use your procrastination habit or skill and procrastinate on spending or eating or doing things that would not be good for you and would harm you. What a great idea to use a skill that you already have for good instead of for harm. I don't know if other people talk about procrastination this way. I know that in the past, when I used to use procrastination for harm, it wasn't a very good thing. Back then, I wanted to overcome my procrastination. These days, when I look at procrastination as nothing more than the act of delaying and postponing something, I can see that procrastination as a skill set would actually be a good thing. Because there are definitely things that I want to procrastinate on, meaning that I want to delay or postpone doing things until I've given them their due thought and really looked at them. By delaying and postponing taking action on something temporarily, I give myself the time to feel certain and be in alignment with my values. So let's think about where using procrastination would be a good thing for you, and when using procrastination would not be a good thing for you. because it's not about procrastination itself. That's not the issue. Procrastination is just a vehicle or a skill or a tool. And that's all it is. It's simply the skill, the tool, the ability to delay or postpone something and being able to use it where it will benefit you and being able to not use it where it doesn't benefit you and harms you. I think about procrastination as a pre-skill to other executive function skills, because the 3 pre-skills that I focus on, which is managing yourself in time, banishing procrastination, and making decisions more easily and effectively, these are definitely pre-steps or pre-skills to the core executive function skills that are important for all of us to learn and develop before we move on to other things. We need all 3 of these pre-skills, executive function pre-skills, because they're part of our daily life. And even if you don't do anything other than work on these 3 pre-skills, it would make an amazing difference in your life. Consider if managing time isn't about time management. It's more about self-management. And you learn to manage yourself, which in fact is really connected with procrastination, because you're learning to manage yourself, not just in relation to time, but in relation to delaying or postponing something. This is still self-management. So if you learn to manage yourself with regard to procrastination and you learn to manage yourself with regard to making decisions and with time, then those 3 things that are woven into all the aspects of your life would make a huge difference. Certainly something to consider. I know how important these 3 pre-skills are, which is why we spend the better part of a month working on them in my Adventures program, because to not do so would be to do a disservice to all of you who definitely need to develop these pre-skills. Right now, you might identify with being an aspiring achiever or a gifted underachiever, and it's my hope for you that you are courageous enough to become an empowered achiever. Many adults wish that they could be the empowered achiever, but they don't have the courage to face themselves as they are today and grow from there, wherever there is. So many adults are in a hurry and want to get quick fixes that just don't last. What is the point? Being a gifted underachiever is really a tough way to live. Tons of limiting beliefs, an identity that keeps you locked into the past. Many of my students were afraid when they began, and they did the work in spite of their fears because of the enormous amount of support they received. It's good to know that others are also afraid and that they're stepping forward even while they're afraid. And it's amazing how the fears fade away when we do this. Long ago, I learned that if it's to be, it's up to me. It's up to me to go the distance and to do whatever it takes to achieve my desired outcomes. That I needed to be intentional about who I was becoming on the way to where it is that I was going. And this didn't mean alone. Having the support of a like-minded community makes such a difference. Obstacles or potholes aren't so hard to move beyond when we can draw strength from others as well as ourselves. Things can be figured out if we don't run. If we study our situations, we can see a way around them and get through to the other side. As a gifted underachiever, we have accumulated a lot of disempowering stuff that we need to challenge and shed to make room for the empowering stuff that we want to live as an expression of our authentic self. If we didn't have years and years of the disempowering stuff, we could just learn new skills and strategies and move on from there. But that's just not the case. The time is going to pass anyway, and what we put into the time is what's important rather than the amount of time that we have. So be intentional about what you bring into your life. Be 100% responsible for what you bring into your life. Even if you have challenges in your life, you can bring solutions and raise the quality of your life tremendously. Years ago, I was introduced to the idea that my life is unfolding for me rather than happening to me. I found this concept challenging in the beginning. However, I now see the truth of it. Things have a way of working out, and not necessarily the way I planned or envisioned. However, they have always worked themselves out. If you want to change your life in amazing ways, decide where you're going to start. Will it be with your identity or your beliefs or your relationship with time or procrastination or decision making? These are the foundational skills and strategies that we all need. You're not broken or defective, and you don't need to have a diagnosis of something to be entitled to raise the quality of your life by developing the skills that will make a difference. If you resonate with me and would like to benefit from more than just my podcast show, I've created options for you. There is the Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills Program, which is a high-touch, deep dive into the executive function pre-skills and executive function core skills that will change your life. It's 7 months of being together and unpacking everything that I recommend you examine and possibly change to have the life you say you want. What got us all to the places we are at now won't get us further. To move beyond today's space, we need to be different so we can do different and have different than we have. This is an exclusive experience for those serious about more deeply transforming their life. It's opening up again in February of this year, 2023. And if you're on the information list, you're going to be the first notified when doors open. So get on the information list to learn more about this upcoming opportunity. And if high touch in 7 months isn't for you at this time, then let's work together in the Transformation Club for less than $1 a day. You probably already know that you need to develop your executive function skills, and the fastest, most time and cost-effective way is with TTC, the Transformation Club. It's a gentle path of growth where we aren't rushed, you aren't rushed, and you can take your time each month to learn a new executive function skill, practice what you learn, and share in a safe peer-to-peer community forum. It includes a monthly training and a monthly Q&A, both live on Zoom, and a monthly private Ask Dr. B podcast episode based on questions asked by TTC members. This may be perfect for you, so check the show notes to learn more. It would be wonderful if we had been given this opportunity when we were kids, but that didn't happen for most of us. We're being given this opportunity now as adults, and it's our choice to close the gap now or not. Our quality of life depends on what we decide. It hangs in the balance. I hear from many of you and will tell you all the same thing. If you want what I have or some version of it, then develop what you need to have for your version of what I have. There is a peacefulness that I experience by being able to show up and be me. Since there was no comprehensive program available when I needed to develop my own executive function skills, I had to piece it together from various sources instead of going to one place for all of it. How much easier that would have been, but then it wouldn't have been my journey. And who knows if I would have been called to develop a truly effective specialized training and coaching program where you not only get the what, but you also get the how as well. And the how is usually unique to each person. You can do something about developing those skills so that you can function more productively at work and create more balance in your personal life. The choice is yours. Are you committed to putting an end to your needless suffering and developing your missing skills so that the quality of the life that you want to live is the life that's yours? The years are going to pass no matter what you do. It's really the choice of what you will put into the years rather than them just being passing years filled with frustration or regrets. Please slow down and become a student of your own life. Understand what you need to succeed with a multifaceted brain that you have. Take action on what you learn about yourself. This is the life work that lies ahead for you if this is your time. You came to this lifetime with an empowering gift, and I would love it if each and every person on this planet were able to express his or her unique, empowering gifts freely without the threat of being shamed or criticized. So let's put an end to that stigma once and for all and live as empowered achievers. A favorite quote of mine, Gandhi said, "To do what we fear is the first step to success." I love this quote because we don't grow in our comfort zone, only outside of it. It doesn't need to be a huge fear, just something we're resisting and release our resistance and move through to the other side. If you're loving the podcast, here's how to get even more support. Check out the links in the show notes for the transformative opportunities that are waiting for you. And if you found value in this episode, please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. Our mission is to help as many people as possible transform their lives. And when you leave a positive review, more people can find the podcast. So just click where it says ratings and reviews and write a review and tell me what your favorite part of the podcast episode is. Thank you so much. If you're ready to stop your needless suffering and free yourself from your personal prison, I look forward to seeing you inside the Transformation Club or inside the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills Program. Be sure to check out these opportunities in the show notes. The transformation, my transformation, is not exclusive to me. It's happening for others who are studying with me, who are equally as amazed as I am, and I was. There are real solutions to the challenges that you're experiencing, and they are available now. Time is our most precious asset, and none of us has time to waste on solutions that just don't work. I would love to help you to realize a new freedom. That is, if that's of interest to you. Thanks for listening. Until the next time, bye for now.
Thanks so much for listening today. If you're eager to make positive changes in your life and stop overwhelm and confusion from derailing you, head over to drbarbaracohen.com and see how Dr. B can help you today. Whether you love learning in an online group environment with personalized coaching or prefer the pace of guided self-study, Dr. B offers the skills, strategies, and individual support you need. Get started on your journey today by visiting the website at drbarbaracohen.com.